The last few months have been great for Arc Raiders as it takes over the multiplayer gaming scene with higher concurrent player counts than Call of Duty and Battlefield combined. But there are some things the game may need in order to keep that hot streak going. Features, additions, and changes that could keep Arc Raiders on top for the years to come. Here are some changes I would love to see added to Arc Raiders in order to increase its longevity. One of the most controversial current mechanics in Arc Raiders is spawn timing. Whenever you load into a raid, you can spawn anywhere within a time frame of 18 minutes remaining in the match to 30 minutes remaining in the match, meaning that some runs you'll get first access to every item, door, loot room, etc., and other rounds you'll spawn in late, picking up the scraps or finding things that other raiders missed. The variety is great for matches, but when you bring in a specific keycard and equip a nice loadout with the expectation of going to a high rarity loot room only to spawn in at 18 minutes, losing that opportunity, it does feel kind of frustrating. It makes bringing good gear feel like a waste of time, pushing you towards bringing a free loadout. But there's a super easy way to fix this. I think it would be great if the game spawned you between 22 and 30 minutes if you bring your own loadout, and 18 to 22 minutes if you run a free loadout. This would make it so that if you go to the hassle of bringing your own stuff into a game, you're more likely to get access to those better areas. It's not just a win for people who bring their own loot though, as free loadout runs typically involve you looking for scraps or trying to sneak in a stealthy kill, giving players who are running a free loadout a better chance of going from zero to hero. Ultimately, I think this could be a great solution to a currently somewhat frustrating system. But that brings us to free loadouts. Currently, free loadouts are a little too powerful. It's such an easy choice to go into a Stella Montis run or a night raid with a free loadout since the guns in the free loadout are honestly still pretty viable. They barely feel like a step down from their kitted out counterparts, and free loadouts come with only one drawback, that being the absence of a safe pocket. Now obviously that's the point of free loadouts, so I don't think there should be drawbacks to taking them, but maybe removing the Stitcher as a gun option or even the light shield could make free loadouts truly feel free, like an option that you don't necessarily want to take, but one that could get you through when you're in a pinch. Taking off the light shield in particular would make winning 1v1s all the more difficult, but also far more rewarding. I love running a free loadout, but in general right now, they're a little too good. Okay, now something that's super important to fix. Expeditions. In their current state, expeditions aren't that appealing to most players. The cosmetics received were underwhelming, the gameplay buffs were minor, and the system as a whole was incredibly lackluster. But for Arc Raiders to succeed in the long run, these wipes need to be more appealing. They need to draw most of the player base in. In its current state, it's just really hard to justify giving up your hard-earned blueprints, your difficultly upgraded workbenches, and some of your favorite guns and attachments. To justify this, the rewards are going to have to be more enticing. Maybe a decent amount of Raider tokens or an exclusive Raider deck that could be included. And on top of that, maybe you could get a blueprint or two that permanently unlock whenever you go on an expedition. I think blueprints are one of the hardest things to part with, and if I could just ensure that I keep my Venator or Renegade blueprint, I'd be a lot more willing to go on the expedition. This could stack too, where every time you go on an expedition, you get to add one more blueprint to keep, something akin to the prestige system in Call of Duty. The final thing to mention is something that I want to see continue, and that's updates. So far throughout the life cycle of Arc Raiders, we've seen a ton of updates, adding in a new map, a new snow condition, new Raider decks, new challenges, projects to complete, etc. I just hope that over the game's life, we continue to see these regular updates. Long lulls in content can really hurt games like this, and if Embark can continue at the amazing pace they're on, I have confidence that Arc Raiders will be just fine. We can also look at Embark's other game to see that the team is pretty good at putting out consistent content, as the finals has regular updates and each of them brings a ton of new stuff and fun mechanics to the game. If Arc Raiders can follow in the finals' footsteps, player retention will be in a really good place. There's so many directions I can see the game going over the next few years in terms of modes and maps, and I'm excited to see where Embark takes it with these updates. All that said, Embark is currently doing a great job with Arc Raiders. The updates have been amazing, the gameplay remains consistently fun even a few months out, and the future looks bright. But these additions might go a little way in keeping the game fun for the long haul. But what do you think? Do you want to see these additions added to Arc Raiders, or do you have something else in mind? Let us know down in the comments below, and for everything else, go over to GameRant.com for news, reviews, and fun articles. That's all, and thanks for watching.